Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kory Reischling and I am a recent graduate of Texas State University and I'm currently an assistant band director / percussion director. And today I'm going to be talking about the top 4 pros and cons of my experience at Texas State University from a music major's perspective. So coming in at number 1 is location. Texas State University sits between San Antonio and Austin, about 30 to 45 minute drive either way, depending on traffic. And on 35, it really depends on traffic. So this is really great if you want to gig in San Antonio or Austin. It's pretty easy to travel between either one. Sometimes even in the same day you can. If you want to experience the nightlife at either Austin or San Antonio, go to 6th Street, go to downtown. San Marcos also has a really great nightlife on the square as well that a lot of people choose to go to. And for me personally, I have family in both San Antonio and Austin, so it was really nice for me to be far enough away that I wouldn't feel kind of strapped down, but at the same time, I could easily travel wherever I needed to go to visit my family. Number 2, Texas State is a beautiful campus. A lot of people talk about this. There's a river running right through campus that a lot of people go down to called Sewell Park that people will go and suntan and play frisbee at. There's a couple interesting characters that hang out around there. There's also a lot of beautiful trees and architecture on campus from the different periods that Texas State has been built upon and has expanded greatly over the years. And just the overall nature and scenery in San Marcos is really beautiful. You're away from the big cities. It's kind of a suburb type situation, and there's just a lot of nature and ability to walk around and have fresh air, and I see people all the time running and jogging and just having a good time outdoors. The third pro about Texas State is that the professors are really friendly, especially the music professors. They really want to help you out, and they do a really good job of developing great relationships with their students. Even the head band director and assistant band director, who see hundreds of kids in marching band and their symphonic bands and concert bands, they'll even get to know you by name and ask you how you're doing and stuff. And you really know that you can go and talk to them about anything that you really need to, even if it's not school related. They're just really friendly and want to help you out and make sure that you're successful as well. And lastly, what that kind of ties into is you really feel a sense of community at Texas State within the professors and with the students. Each kind of studio, whether it's percussion or winds or brass, they all kind of develop their own little community within themselves. And then we as music majors and music education, music performance, we also develop our own little communities within ourselves. I myself was never a part of any fraternity while I was at Texas State. There are many fraternities and sororities offered in the music department that a lot of people are a part of. And that's even a better way to develop a community outside of the classroom. But overall, you really feel like you're a part of the school and an important part of the music program there at Texas State. Now let's talk about the cons. So in general, probably the number 1 con is parking. It is very well known among the students that parking is nearly impossible during the day. I've seen so many people try to get to their classes and there's only a few parking lots around the campus, and they'll be circling for 15, 30 minutes just to find a spot to park in. Having said that, though, there is a really good shuttle bus system in San Marcos that goes to a lot of the apartment complexes there. And you may not know this, but at Texas State, if you are a incoming freshman, you're required to stay on campus your first year. But every other year, most people live off campus their sophomore through senior year. And that's what I did. I lived off campus those years. And every single year, I lived at 2 different apartments during my time. And there was a shuttle on that system that was probably, between 5 to 10 minute ride just to go to campus every day. So it really wasn't that bad. And it was a lot easier than having to find a parking space in the morning. The number 2 con is the hills. So Texas State, I mentioned that it is a very beautiful campus. It's nicknamed the Gateway to the Hill Country, and it really shows. So Texas State University was pretty much built on a hill, and everywhere you go around the campus, you're either walking up a hill or you're walking down a hill. Now, I'm not just kind of talking about like a little incline. Like there's some pretty steep inclines at Texas State. One of them being the music building is at the bottom of a hill, and that can be quite interesting if you're trying to push equipment up the hill to the auditorium. I myself had to do that with a set of chimes that I had to walk up the hill, go across the street, go through campus during classes while people are passing me, and walk it all the way to the auditorium during my symphonic band rehearsal. So yeah, hills are evident. The number 3 con at Texas State, and this has to do with the music building, is that there are not enough practice rooms. So at Texas State, the music building was actually converted from an old gym that was at the campus that used to be the basketball gym there, and they turned it into the music building, I believe, in the 80s. And the general practice rooms are located on the bottom floor of the building, probably around, I'd say like 40 or so. But when you calculate that out to as many music majors as we do have, it can be very challenging at times, especially during the majority of the school day, to find a practice room down there, even at night sometimes. Myself, as a percussionist, we had our own special percussion practice rooms that were upstairs next to the percussion studio, but there was really only 6 practice rooms. But in actuality, it's really like 5, because one of them is a drum set studio room for the jazz students. So it can be quite a challenge and a fight to get a marimba in a practice room up there when there's about 25 to 30 percussion majors all trying to get there at the same time. I've had to be at the music building from 9 to 10 o'clock sometimes, and still there's every single practice room is filled with everybody trying to practice their solos and their recital pieces and their concert band music. It can be quite a challenge at times. And the last con about Texas State in general is the school spirit. Now, Texas State does have a lot of school spirit in the music department, because we do play as a marching band at the football games. We have a basketball band that plays, and a lot of the music majors get really into it and have a lot of fun playing at the games. But the student body as a whole, if the team isn't winning, then they are not gonna show up. So I was at the school from 2016 through 2020, and during those years, the football team was not very good. And the basketball team was kind of okay. We had a couple good runs towards the end where kids actually, a lot of people started showing up once they started winning games, and we're getting kind of close to winning the Sun Belt. And that was pretty cool to see. But as far as the football team goes, in the marching band, which was kind of the main thing that most of the people are a part of, we only won like 2 to 3 games every year. And if they started winning games kind of at the beginning, some people would show up, or if we had like a really big opponent that was like in state, like we had Houston come my freshman year, and that was a packed, sold out game. But if we weren't either playing a team that people knew about, or were on like a losing streak, then almost nobody would show up to the stadium, which seated like 30,000. So it looked like the band and then like a few ants in the stands, which is kind of sad. But I really hope that the sports teams start doing a lot better. And I do believe they are on the upswing with our new football coach, and the basketball team is doing a lot better. So if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel to be notified of any future videos. You can also leave a comment down below of anything you'd like to see in the future. I'm always open for suggestions on anything that you would like to see. You can also follow me on any of my social media accounts at Kory Reischling. And until next time, thanks for watching.